네, 지금 시작하겠습니다. 시어터 베이직스를 developed his own system is clearly owed much to Stanislavski. He heard that he desires actions, rhythm several times. It embeds its qualities or character, nature of a character, gesture or movement between the actor, the gradually reasoning of how the character are created new as rehearsal proceeds. Sometimes the actor finds a block at a particular moment in the which at moments blocks to progress can be relatively removed. There have been a manner of historians, mimes, showmen, clowns, techniques of the other performer, that is, they used spontaneous nerve derived from a play script, like somebody telling a joke. The plot is telling. Such performances leave little behind, something of their significant. The best known example of such theatre is the Italian commedia, which flourished for 2.5 centuries, about 1500. Comedy visual as much as verbal and performance. It always acknowledged its advance. The performer often were. Favorite characters include Pantalon, the compromiser, Achilles, his servant, the brigade soldier, and others. Actors who use their many skills, situations, dialogues, gags, rhymes, and mergers, which they could call a moment notice to give impressions of on-stage improvisation, specifically for continuous. This repertoire has been prepared assimilate through the experience of an infinite number of performances of the different shows of situations were the result of study and careful preparation. Acting in the situation often seems like untimely. In fact, as for makes clear, it is carefully and speedily prepared. Audience suggest that this performance are located in reality in realism. 20th century Mahan in Russia developed training system of modern actors developed this style to formally explore the possible means to do this. He called his classes. Key to this way is understand of the commedia, mumming of or that it copies, recreates their movement, intonations of the voice, and so on. Characterization is thus a form of physical expression and was the case with the movement and gesture. Women had devised a whole series that were timeless on one relevant to the contemporary world, such as the simulation, the trigger, and father figure. Different situations at one time of father figure, different situations. Mehalde has perhaps the first practitioner experience with this idea of performing art. Meyerhardt's training methods were worked out as he went along, exploring especially props and so on. For him, acting was controlled by rhythm, spatial rhythm, and temporal processes. Researchers, the students perform exercises such as shooting from the bow, the leap on the chest, the slap in face. Some of these were developed into what he called featured prominently, and the feature that into the students of Mehar's was brilliant. Here's his system known as combine the gymnastics, the plastic of aerobic developed in the students exact, meaningful, and continue them with their partners and help them to move more freely and with greater expressiveness the stage space. Balance that is physical control with medical awareness was spiritual and temporal. They are attributes needed for acting creatively in the popular condition style. Einstein's influence theory of the montage of attractions, which theorizes popular theater performance as series of unexpected theatrical shots, aerobatic sound, and exotic costume to a coming song. Storytelling and circus skills. The Tatavas theories of stage speech, which involve emphasizing consonants, the actors' various skills in the physical. Circus artists selling their acts, set roles from commedia, their hard performance were to have an attitude towards the material. Einstein and Traversal theater was thus too tedious in the best sense and can be seen in a performance in, for example, Einstein Strike. Littlehood, when they established theater worship in Britain after the Second World War, performed simple aerobics. Theater was untendentious on ancient Einstein and Roosevelt's training began. Stanislavski developed their own exercises involving walking, hopping, skipping, used from as the basis for more fantastical movement work. He second to accompany his assistants extraordinary range of Laban-based movement work with theater worships actors. Meanwhile, McCall and Littlehood devised a wide range of superlative trainers for opera singers, and they were the first British, again as far as they understand it, from Stanislavski translated books, devising games, improvements to integrate deliberately extending their range. Radical and probably was accomplished theater group. Place won him Nobel Prize for Literature, but who was yet better known as performer, acknowledged Italian, and insist on French mime featured Jacques' preparation for a performance and strenuous in critical analytics afterwards. Experience for of performing especially to popular audiences. Useful for parodies, satirizing fantasy, but also extremely funny in which its own right meanings drew his body the pelvis. Success demonstrates clearly that this style of retains enormous power and resonance. This book has suggested in several places the idea that he performed our lives enables to isolate what we do, that is to alienate it so that we may analyze passion advantages. Kind of contemporary 대조적이게 six foot. Though he had much to say about acting, Cat was not particularly interested in actor training. Audience could analyze, judge it. This was, in essence, the theatrical transaction version actor of the script, and all the actors as much interest as spoken words, even the character names which prefix speeches, points of view, including historical, political, social. The final performance, they must inform the actor's approach to the character's triple task in the character, which would help her to specify her so that the character is presented as fragmentary. The second phase in Brecht's production process centered around the blocking the exposition of actors on the stage, their groupings, movements, and so on. Bracket never came to rehearsals with the blocking clarity, moment to moment. Proposes each scene was split into process. Interaction else ended, changed direction. Next for a few seconds or minutes. Becomes clear when it understands that the main is tramp who is constantly pursued by the watchdogs of the surface which same end. For instance, after each speech that he loved her, said he loved her. He asked actors in rehearsal to swap roles. Judius's assessment of it. The performance was to be quick, light, and strong. The dialogue to be tossed between the actors like so many balls. The audience ready for judging. Vehicle demonstration illustrates. Highly trained actor. Leave the action. Add to our understanding need to be presented. There is a kind of theater in which the essential metaphor swerves into something altogether fulfiller, something which demands shamanism, theater of cruelty. Peter Brook's name of it was the Holy Theater. Audience with uncontrolled shock, physical pain, true torment, spiritually beyond have come from actors working in this style of theater. Otherhand himself advocated an end to speech with conventional sense, first in a series breathing exercises, then as a springboard for utterance. 다음 겁니다. Schools of art of the past was interpreted, discovered, praised, regulated in accord with the point of view. Middle of last century, a generation of middle-class liberals headed Michael Buchanan, cinematography, psychologists, contemporary artist tendencies, and like this express reveal a definite world view, had to treat such forms as that of the changing significance of classical antiquity by the cultural practices of the Renaissance. Intelligentsia of the revolutionary period. Words, they are grouping in a way that correctly patrons identity, modes of organization. Explanation will later tend to, for example, appraise current market conditions, who carry on the business of art history. Can one, should one experience, appreciate works of art in sort of vacuum without any presuppositions, ideology? Dumb, she can speak only to those who question for her. It confirms the suspicion, the desire to be free, objective, passionless presuppositions. Man is creation full of contradictions, not merely existing, changing. Umpire in the matter of dispute. The first man, calling Allah messenger, the Muhammad, however, in the classical, making pledges, fighting unto death by trusting agreement. This is irrefutable proof of the fact of they all had profound faith in his honesty, justice. Stoned in the proper manner, the prophet, it would have left the past wars behind, ferocity and very as with Kanzana. Once famine broke out, every Delhi had to shoulder the responsibility of a big family, and despite being the peasant, he pressed took one of his sons under their care. Abbas agreed, then went to Abu Talha to express the desire. Hakim bin Haram, the nephew of Kajanaha, had purchased a slave and offered him to his father's sister, who gave him to family but was captured during plunder and sold as a slave. We cast at once and said that Jade was at liberty to accompany them if he was desired. Jade replied, I can't part company with you. Thereupon Jade's father rebuked him and said, do you prefer slavery or liberty? Zayd answered back, from today, and I am his, this movie delighted was the father and uncle of Jade, and they went away leaving their son in the company of Prophet. Thus he returned to the Zayn in Aratama and kept increasingly with the passage of time. This particular event also tells a lot about the treatment and manager's Muhammad position of procured. He was 32-33 years of age when he developed in himself a love for solitude and privacy. He naturally abhorred polytheism. The food that was offered to idols. Zayd Amha Norfei was the uncle of Mazama Zakataha. He would very often go to Cave Hira, taking with him parched broccoli meal and water, breads of 3/4 of a year. The last six months frequently had true dreams. Muhammad was 14 years old and now was son of Prophet him and said, addressing him, read, the angel took beside him and let him go and said again, read. The Prophet replied for the second time, I cannot read. The anger again pressed him tightly and I cannot read. He took him up, pressed tightly a third in the same manner. He then let the Prophet go and said, having said this is the angel disappointed. 자, 림프계통, 림프, 가스통 뭐 이런 거예요. 정맥벽과 매우 흡사한 삼층관. 연루를 방지하기 위해 관막이 있다. 신체 측정지어 덩어리로 일금. 겨드랑이 이런 비질. 혈액 내에 산소를 공급하고 이산화를 제거한다. 배뇨 배분 부만을 도와준다. 운동으로 깨끗한 공기로 유지. 위쪽 호흡계통. 기관지, 허리, 후두, 기관, 코, 인두 후, 팔의 허파. 콧결 글이 있죠? 코 이렇게 있으면 콧결 여기 있는데 따뜻하고 습하게 한다. 후두의 식도로 연결해준 역할. 인두, 기관, 지지벽을 형성, 1차 기관지로 분석, 허파 꽈리가 분기되어 있는 것을 분비, 10개의 기관지 구멍, 근육털이 이완되고 날손, 원래 위치로 돌아오면 일어나는 수술적인 과정, 허파파리, 매 호흡 시 들이쉬어 내쉬는 공기량, 호흡 용적, 들이마실 때 허파 내에 존재하는 공기량, 허파 파용량, 섭취, 저작, 삼킴, 소화, 흡수, 홈트롤리 배변, 입안, 인두, 식도, 위, 작은 창자, 큰 창자, 음식물의 연마, 침의 혼합, 덩어리로 삼킴, 영양분 흡수, 대변의 형성과 이런 것들, 대변의 배출, 정막, 가슴막, 폐 바깥쪽을 덮고 있는 막, 가슴편을 읽고 덮고 있는 막, 예, 거의 다 했습니다. 그러면
제너가 다른데?
러시안 스토리.